When Jesus had crossed back over in the boat to the other side, a great multitude was gathered to welcome him, for they were all waiting for him. And he was by the sea. Behold, one of the rulers of the synagogue named Jairus came seeing, and fell at his feet and worshipped him, and begged him to come into his house, saying, My little daughter, about 12 years of age, has just died. Please come and lay your hands on her, that she may be made healthy and live. Jesus got up and followed with him, as did his disciples, and a great multitude followed him, and they pressed upon him on all sides. Behold, a certain woman who had an issue, a flow of blood for 12 years, came behind him and touched the fringe of his garment. For she had suffered many things by many physicians, and had spent all her living, and could not be healed by any. Rather, she grew worse. Having heard the things concerning Jesus, came up behind him in the crowd, and touched the fringe of his clothes. For she said within herself, If I just touch his clothes, I will be made well. Immediately the flow of her blood was stopped and dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of her affliction. Immediately Jesus, perceiving in himself that the power had gone out of him, turned around in the crowd and asked, Who touched my clothes? When all denied it, Peter and his disciples with him said to him, Master, you see the multitude pressing and jostling against you, and you say, Who touched me? Jesus said, Someone did touch me, for I perceive that power has gone out of me. But Jesus, turning, he looked around, seeing her who had done this thing. But when the woman saw that she was not hidden, she, fearing and trembling, knowing what had been done to her, came and fell down before him, and declared to him, in the presence of all the people, all the truth, the reason why she had touched him, and how she was healed immediately. He said to her, Daughter, cheer up. Your faith has made you well. Go in peace, and be cured of your disease. And the woman was made well from that hour. While he was still speaking, people came from the synagogue ruler's house, saying to him, Your daughter is dead. Why bother the teacher any more? But Jesus, when he heard the message spoken, immediately answered the ruler of the synagogue, Don't be afraid, only believe. He came to the synagogue ruler's house, and he saw an uproar. All were weeping and mourning her, great wailing. When he had entered in, he said to them, Why do you make an uproar and weep? Don't weep. The child is not dead, but is asleep. Only believe, and she will be healed. They were ridiculing him, but when he came to the house, knowing that she was dead, he put all the crowd outside. He didn't allow anyone to follow him in, except Peter, James, and John, the brother of James, the father of the child, and her mother, and went in where the child was lying. He entered in, took the child by the hand. He called to her, saying, Talitha cumi, which means, being interpreted, Girl, I tell you, get up. Her spirit returned, and immediately the girl rose up and walked, for she was 12 years old. They were amazed with great amazement. He strictly ordered them to tell no one what had been done, and commanded that something should be given to her to eat. The report of this went out into all that land.